Good morning and welcome back to the announcements. I have taken a bit of a hiatus and I probably won't be weekly like I have been in the past, but I definitely want to keep doing the announcements. If I could just get everybody to watch the announcements, you know, my friends and stuff. So, speaking of friends, this is my good friend, Jenni Hayes. Jenni Hayes, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been a principal? Where are you a principal? You might want to mention your bodacious husband. Go for it.
So I'm originally from South Kansas City and met my husband when I moved to Higginsville to teach.
Higginsville, is that in Missouri?
It is in Missouri,
Okay.
Higginsville, Missouri, and it is just outside Kansas City, small rural town of about 5,000. And we met there teaching and we've lived there for 22 years. This is my 22nd year in the district. I taught for 10 years and I'm in my 12th year as the principal there, the elementary principal there.
12 years as a principal.
Yes, and my husband Josh is a high school social studies teacher, and I have 4 kids.
Yeah, what are their names?
Hunter is 26, and he and his wife Alyssa are expecting our first grandchild in March.
OMG.
Parker is 20, Sawyer is a senior in high school and is 18, on schedule right now, wants to go to college to be a teacher. And my daughter Harper is 16 years old and a sophomore.
4 kids. You're in the 4-kid club, so am I.
I am.
4 kids is a lot.
It's
you
a
know,
lot.
when you have 2 kids, it's like man-to-man defense.
It is.
But when you go to 3, it's the zone defense. And after that, it doesn't matter if you have 4, 5, 6.
27.
It is on like Donkey Kong.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
So we're here to do the announcements. This is Jenni's first time being on the announcements, but probably not the last. Look for her to show up again. Hey, joke of the day. Why do melons have weddings?
I don't know why.
Because they cantaloupe.
Got it.
I always have to pay the guests to laugh at my jokes. Weird fact, Switzerland, they have a law against owning just one guinea pig. You have to own more than one because guinea pigs are social creatures and owning one is just cruel and abusive.
Got it.
We actually had a guinea pig. My wife used to take it to school. It was her classroom pet. And she just had one, but when she took it to school, it had, people around. But then we moved and she didn't take it to school, COVID and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that guinea pig actually died.
Aww.
I think it died of loneliness because...
It missed its pack.
Yeah, our dogs were not friends.
No.
And yeah, so...
Wow.
Yes,
That's
I
sad.
am a guinea pig killer.
You are. That's awful. Awful.
It'll probably be...
You can't ever live in Switzerland.
Probably, I will never be able to visit Switzerland. Okay,
Sad.
so one of the classic pieces of the announcements is for you to do your Mount Rushmore of education. So you choose 4 people. Actually, most people can't stop at just 4 people, but 4 faces on Mount Rushmore. Who is your edu-hero, your colleague, your mentor, and your non-educator hero? So lay it on me.
Wow. Okay.
One edu-hero.
Okay, so my edu hero is probably Beth Huff because she is innovative, electric. She's one of those people that's just humble and down to earth, and I always learn something just by being around her and having a casual conversation. And she's a nationally known speaker and author, and she's just a rock star.
Beth Huff is thebomb.com.
She is.
For
She
sure.
is. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about a colleague?
Besides you, I figured I couldn't pick you because we're here.
No one ever picks me.
So, Ramona Dunn is someone. She's a principal at Newmark Middle School in North Kansas City. She is humble and strong. She's truly an empathic person who cares about people, and she is somebody I would want to work for.
I love that. I like Ramona's awesome and good choice.
Okay.
Mentor.
Sandy Hutchinson.
Sandy Hutchinson. I've never heard of her. Who is she?
She's a professor at UCM. She has been my mentor through my administrative master's, through my doctorate program. She was my advisor.
Yeah.
And she's the person that always asks those questions that make you think and make you go, I don't know, maybe I could do that. And so she's always pushing me to be more and she fuels the fire of ambition.
So she's the reason you're a principal?
She is the reason I'm a
She's the reason
principal.
you're a doctor?
Yes.
She's the reason.
She's the reason.
Yep.
She's the reason. I want to be Sandy when I grow up.
Yeah.
So.
One non-educator.
Okay, so this is where I run into that I can't pick one. I'm a big Brene Brown fan, just because she's so authentic. But I think I would probably pick my mother-in-law, Jenni Hayes, because also kind, authentic, caring.
Oh my gosh, you're going to start crying.
Nope, I'm not.
You already are.
No, I'm
you already
not.
are. Okay.
Nope.
Well, don't start because you'll
Didn't
make me
do it.
cry too. I'm a sympathetic crier.
No, you're not.
So it's interesting because many people choose a mother-in-law for non-educator. So
Yeah.
You're fitting right in with everybody else. Hey,
You're telling me I'm normal and typical. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, you usually. So you want to hear my quote of the day?
I do. Don't say it.
That's what she said. Now that comes from a popular show or something, but
It does.
some people take that to the extreme and say it all the time. I mean, yeah. Real quote. Since we're going to talk today about empathy, have you watched Ted Lasso?
I have.
Ted Lasso was really great. I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strength we show when and if we're ever given a second chance. And that was a great moment in the show.
Yeah.
It was a lesson to, I think, Coach Beard.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
So we were
Talking about Jamie, weren't they?
they were talking about Nate.
Oh, Nate.
Nate, yeah, because
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
he turned in kind of a D-bag.
turned, yeah.
And then he
I
wanted
thought
to
it was
come back.
earlier rather than later in the
I
series.
think
but
so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I am not a Ted Lasso expert, but
Yeah.
I do like their quotes and I love the premise of the show. So if you haven't watched it and you're in
should.
leadership, for sure, you should watch it.
For sure.
So usually I have a topic that we talk about, and so today I gave Jenny some options, and she wanted to talk about empathy. And so we're going to talk a little bit about empathy. I got to find my notes. You have your notes?
I have my notes.
All right. So I always try to come up with like three parts of this, like what is it? What is empathy? Define that. What does it look like? You know, if I'm seeing this happening, you know, out in the wild, you know, what does it look like? And then how can I do it? And or maybe making it relatable to a leader. You know,
Right.
how can I, as a leader, exercise this? So,
Gotcha.
all right. So, what is it?
Okay, well, Merriam-Webster dictionary definition is the action of understanding, being aware, being sensitive to, and vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of others. In leadership, it's really the ability to understand and care about and vicariously experience the emotions of others. Per Jamie Zaki, I read a really great article
Jamie Zaki.
in this HBR Best Reads of 2025 about sustaining empathy in difficult times.
What's HBR stand for?
Harvard Business Review.
Ooh, you are a smart cookie. Reading the Harvard Business Review. So sometimes I get confused between empathy and like sympathy. Is there a difference?
Yes.
This is off the cuff. I just threw this at her.
Yeah,
So-
no, so empathy is when you vicariously experience those emotions. So when you're like, when someone starts to cry, you start to cry. When someone's hurting, you hurt.
I've got that one.
Sympathy is I can understand what you're feeling, but I'm not personally feeling it in my heart.
Gotcha.
And so empathy is more, I think, deep,
Yeah.
hence the crying and the tears.
You were worried about being able to off the cuff, and I just threw you a curveball. And
We're good.
all right.
Good.
So
Okay.
what does empathy look like according to the HBR article?
Well, and in the HBR article, they were talking really about sustaining it. Empathy, though, is, it's a lot of people have an innate ability to be more or less empathetic, but it's really a skill that you can develop, and you have to work at it and be conscious of it and have that emotional intelligence to know whether you're good at it or whether you need to work at it more. But it's not, a lot of people see empathy as a weakness, and it's really not. It's really, especially in our current climate and culture, empathy is what's keeping people in jobs. When leaders are empathetic, it's keeping people in their workplace.
And I mean, I've not read the article. I'm just saying that when you have a leader that is empathetic and real, you're more willing to work for that person. I feel like that teachers want to work for that person more than they want to work for someone who is not those things.
I would agree.
And in this day and age of teacher shortages and recruiting teachers, you need to use every tool you've got to get teachers to work for you.
Well, yes, I agree. And I think that what it looks like in a daily workplace, whether it's education or not, it's truly supporting and understanding the people that you work with and for. And so that is what keep people there. I have a really great quote from a female leader. I don't know if you noticed that all of my Mount Rushmore were females. I'm kind of big in pushing that female leadership right now.
Feeling a little discriminated against.
No, not at all, but I think that sometimes, and this quote kind of speaks to what that is when we're speaking about empathy, sometimes empathy can be seen as a weakness, because a lot of times people who are empathetic are not aggressive or assertive, and that sometimes empathy is equated to weakness. And this quote just says, "I totally rebel against that. I refuse to believe that you cannot be both compassionate and strong." And so that is something that I feel the reason I chose those female leaders was because I think you can be both empathic and caring and strong.
Now, I'm going to take a little side trip here. You are involved in a organization that specifically is there for female leaders, right?
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So our Missouri Association of Elementary School Principals has a Women in Leadership group, and we do a monthly Zoom book study and networking, and then also we do a yearly retreat in the summer, and we get together and men can come as well, but it's really, we have female speakers. It's focused towards how do we foster that strong female leader.
Yeah, I think when Margot Griffith was on here, we talked about that too. She had just come from that or something. So if I'm a leader, male or female, and I want to get involved with that, go
to maesp.com, and on their website they have, you can sign up for the monthly conversations, the monthly Zooms, and you can also get information about the summer retreat.
Okay.
There's also a pre-conference session at our conference in March for the Women in Leadership
Who's
group.
leading that? Is it you?
Jonna Sutton and Mona
Jonna
Dunn.
K. Sutton.
Yep.
And
Mona Dunn. And this is really kind of developed from the national level, from the national organization. They have a Women in Leadership cohort, and then we decided to start. Jonna and Mona and Jay started a Women in Leadership cohort for Missouri, and I was fortunate enough to be on that planning committee.
Of course you were. If there's something going on, Jenni's involved in it.
My superintendent did tell me I have to start saying no. I'm getting better.
Did you tell him no?
I told him okay, because I wanted to keep my job.
So anyway, we digress. That's
Yes.
just a word from, they're not our sponsors, but it's a good resource.
It is.
And I wanted you, the people, to know about it. Okay, so the last bullet was, how do I do it? So back on empathy, if I'm not feeling very empathetic, how can I be more empathetic?
I think the way that you develop that skill is to have that awareness of what your current level is and how do you then move forward with that. So part of that is day to day, what does it look like? Are you placing yourself in the shoes of the people that you're working with and for? Understanding, like, how would I want someone to treat me if my mom was just diagnosed with a terminal illness? How would I want someone to treat me if my child was sick and I needed to be there for them? Even though it might be easier for my husband to take off, how would I feel? And that empathy, that true vicariously feeling those emotions, allows you to bring a different level of support, I think. I think one of the hardest things since COVID is that compassion fatigue. And so I think that you have to be really mindful, because it's exhausting to be empathetic. It really is, to feel what others feel in addition to what you feel.
Right.
Empaths are usually, you have to be cognizant of taking time to recharge and to take time for yourself, whether that's reading, working out, going on walks. And so I make sure that my cup is full so that I can pour from it. But then
that's a very wise thing.
Making sure that I, truly think about, how would I want someone to treat my child? How would I want someone to treat myself or my spouse in a difficult situation.
That's just a great lens for leadership. You know, anytime you're dealing with kids or adults, you know, how would I want this to happen or go down if it were my kid? You know,
Yep.
So
Yep.
awesome. Hey, you've been a principal for 12 years. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen?
Oh gosh.
Again, off the cuff.
There are so many. I think anytime a child disrobes, it's very disorienting.
Naked kids.
Naked kids
Naked
are
kids.
very
Yep.
disoriented, and especially when they try to elope from the space that they're in, and you feel like you need to contain that and keep, maintain their dignity.
Because at that point, they're a streaker.
So that's one of the weirdest things.
Yeah.
The squirrel in the cafeteria, bats in the toilet, like those are all
my gosh.
like things you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
in principal school.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On the job training.
Yeah, on the job training. Yeah, I mean, there are so many. So many. Yeah.
Hey, you are the awesomest person that I know. And thank you for being on here. And I try to end with 3 things. You have value, you have impact, and what you are doing matters. I don't have the tagline down still, even though I've done like, I don't know how many episodes of this. So,
It's okay.
yeah, I'm failing in that. So,